Hey everybody, welcome back to the Huddle, the Review.com's weekly high school football show. I'm Rob Todor, executive editor of the Alliance Review, joined as always by Mike Brown, our esteemed sports editor and high school football expert. It's week 10 of the high school football season, believe it or not. It's rivalry week, a lot of conference championships on the line. And let's start, Mike, with a quick look back at last week. Louisville clinching a tie for the Northeastern Buckeye Conference Championship with a hard-earned 24-21 win over the Alliance Aviators.
Right, and Rob, I think they're playing probably as well as anybody right now. And again, we kind of thought they would. Some of that good sophomore class has got a chance to play in the second half of the year. And obviously, the seniors and juniors done a great job. That is a good football team. They're rolling going into week 10.
Okay, the Leopards are 6-0 in the league, 9-0 overall. They can go for an undefeated season at Canton South on Friday night. Marlington and Alliance are going to play one of our rivalry games, a big rivalry there. Marlington 5-1 in the league. Alliance is 4-2. And we really got to talk about the Alliance situation. Cordell Phillips was ejected from the game against Louisville on Friday night and will not play in that game. And that really takes away a big element of the Aviators' offense.
It really does, and we checked that out with Alliance today, and they confirmed that that suspension is going to be upheld there, and which is unfortunate because you want to see both teams at full strength, Rob. But again, Alliance has Parrish Martin, a great talent there, and so rivalry. Marlington, Adam Blake had a great game last week, rushed for 190 yards. So, both teams are going to bring it. I think it'll still be a fantastic game out of Marlington on Friday night.
Yeah, now, Louisville's in the playoffs. They're going to be in. Marlington, a win, and they're probably in.
Oh, yeah.
Alliance needs a win, and they probably need a little bit of help to get in. So that's a really big game. And for you Aviator fans, keep an eye on the Kenston-Aurora game. If Kenston wins, that's going to help the Aviators. And also Norton and Kent Roosevelt. Both teams are 8-1, and a Kent Roosevelt win over Norton would help the Aviators there too. So first things first, Aviators got to win that game, but they need a little bit of help as well. Also in the NBC, a good game last week. Minerva beat West Branch 21-14. A power running game versus kind of a balanced attack for the Warriors. And now West Branch in our other rivalry game this week travels to Salem, and West Branch 1-8 overall, and Salem 2-7, but the Warriors have the edge in the standings.
That's right, and they've got Corey Snyder came back. The regular starting quarterback has finally come back for West Branch from a series of injuries. The poor kid's just had a really rough year with injuries, and he came back last week, threw for 170 yards. So West Branch has an air game. So that's going to be a really good game. I can't tell you who's going to win, but I think that'll be a really fun game to watch. Right.
And also down in the southern part of the league, Carrollton and Minerva, and they're going to renew their friendship on the field Friday night, and that's always a tough game as well.
It sure is, and Minerva got a win at West Branch last week. Carrollton's been playing a little bit better. They hit a little bit of a slump there a few weeks ago, playing a little bit better now. So, and when those two get together, boy, that is an intense rivalry.
Now let's talk about Western Reserve and the ITCL. They have clinched the number one seed, so they know they're going to be at home on the first Saturday night of the playoffs. But they visit. Or they play host to Wellsville, who's 8-1, and so that we looked at that a few weeks ago and thought that was going to be for all the marbles, and Wellsville kind of slipped up a couple weeks back. But Western Reserve going for another undefeated season.
Right, and Nick Allison, the quarterbacks, had a big year. Flaska, the receivers, had a fantastic year. And, they've got the good running game. They're playing the good defense. The games at Western Reserve, I think a lot of things favor them. Wellsville's a pretty one-dimensional team. They're really good with that one dimension. That's a Rich Wright team. They love to run the football. Yeah. So, I feel pretty good about Western Reserve's chances Friday night.
And the Sebring Trojans in ITCL Tier 2 got back on the winning trail. First win in several weeks for the Trojans. They beat Leetonia 20-7, and they're at home to finish out the season against Lowell, and that's a winnable game.
It sure is, and happy for Dylan Mick. Dylan Mick rushed for 3 touchdowns in the Trojans' win last week. He's got 999 yards, so he needs 1 yard Friday night to surpass 1,000 yards. And to tell you the truth, I can't remember the last time Sebring had a 1,000-yard rusher. It's been a while, Rob.
Also in the ITCL Tier 1, United with a big victory at winless East Palestine. They go on the road and will try for a 500 season at Columbiana. Now in the Portage Trail Conference, Southeast, bit of an upset, even though Ravenna's not had a really good year. Most people would tell you Ravenna would be the favorite, but Southeast with a 1-point win there, and Waterloo taking it on the chin against Mogador, and they'll finish up the season. Southeast is at Mogador on Friday night, and Waterloo travels to Streetsboro for a couple of league games. And St. Thomas, another rivalry game,
Right.
Playing host to Kansas Central Catholic. Both teams have an opportunity to get into the playoffs.
Yeah.
St. Thomas winning, they're in.
Yeah.
But again, that rivalry, anything can happen.
That sure is. There is so much riding on the outcome of that game. That game's at Serpilla Stadium at St. Tom Friday night. Meglin, the quarterback, threw for 250 yards last week. I think they're going to need another big game. It's so huge because whoever wins that game is probably going to be in the playoffs, and the loser, it's going to be close. The loser may not be out, but they might be out too. It's going to be real touch and go there.
Well, as we've learned in many years of covering high school football, you don't want to have to depend on somebody else to help you. You want to take care of business on your own. So a lot of great games coming up Friday night, and we'll have previews throughout the week in the Alliance Review print edition. We'll have coverage on Saturday, both in the print edition and online. We'll have live video of a couple of the bigger games. And don't forget to take part in the Pigskin Picks contest. You can win some great weekly prizes, and you can follow along in Gridiron Guesswork. Mike has the lead overall for the season in that, and continues to embarrass the rest of us. So we'll take him out at the end of the season and beat him to a pulp for beating us. So we'll get our revenge somehow sooner or later. So
we will too.
Until Friday night, this is for Mike Brown. This is Rob Todor. We'll see you at a game on Friday night.